Please stand. Eagle candidates are escorted in. Color guard post. Will you lead the troop and everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance? I would like to recognize some of the benefactors of Nick and Tim's Eagle Service projects. Pierce and Lisa Hoyt of the Bacon Pond Environmental Center, and the Berlin Freetown Library. Thank you for coming to this Court of Honor and supporting Scouting in all of our programs, and allowing Tim and Nick to complete their service projects with your organizations. Without people and organizations that work with us every day, these type of events couldn't be possible. I would also like to recognize Robert Yeager, who is from the town of Berlin. He's a supervisor. I would like to recognize our charter rep from the TVMCC, Jeannie Ferlin. I'd also like to recognize John Bemis, our unit commissioner. And I would especially like to recognize William Curley. I'll call him our Scouter Emeritus for our troop. He has been our wisdom and leadership for many years. We also have from Senator Marchone's office, Jeffrey Clearly, and he will be here tonight to say a few words on behalf of the Scouts. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Kathy Elaine to come to the stage and perform the benediction. Would everyone please stand?
Obviously, I am not Father Patterson, but it is my honor to be here tonight and to begin this evening with this prayer on his behalf. If we may please pray for our two Eagle Scouts tonight. Pray that they have the guidance and insight to love and trust, that they keep in mind their families who have sacrificed great time for them to be here and to come to this point, that they appreciate their communities that have supported them as they have moved forward to this great honor tonight, that they have the strength to be helpful not only to those that it is easy to help, but also to those to reach out to others who have been forgotten and neglected, that they are thankful for the friends they have, and that they are wise enough to know when to lean on their friends when they need help, that they have patience and tolerance to work with others and to respect others' points of view, that they never forget the important lesson that to be a great leader, one must be a great follower. That they are cheerful, that they, for what they've been given, and that they appreciate each new day as a new opportunity to make a positive difference. And we pray that they have the courage to speak up for what is just and proper, and the tenacity to make the world a better place in the midst of trials and tribulations. And that they be physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. We are grateful for your help getting these fine young men to this point, and we thank you for your many gifts. Amen.
It is my great pleasure tonight to introduce two amazing scouts, Nicholas Despart and Timothy Shupe, our newest Eagle Scouts. I think I speak from our entire troop when I say I couldn't be more excited and proud of these young men and the accomplishments that they have committed to tonight, and to say that these two gentlemen have worked extremely hard. They have done everything that I've asked them and more, and I truly believe that they deserve to be Eagle Scouts. But let me give you a little quick history on them, starting with Nick. Nick started out in Cub Scouts in Lebanon. He rose to the rank of Evelos 2, crossed over to Troop 222, and became a scout on June 24th, 2008. Joe Burdick was the scoutmaster then. Joe, I know you're in the audience here somewhere, so could you please stand up and be recognized? On April 6th, 2009, Nick became a Tenderfoot Scout. This is when you start to learn about the scouting principles, first aid, the buddy system. This is when they just start to barely learn what a scout's all about. Then on October 18th, 2010, Nick became a second-class scout. At this point, a scout learns to use a knife and fire, which I'm sure his parents were all thrilled about. He learns about camping. He works on his first service project. Then on February 14th, 2011, Valentine's Day, Nick became a first-class scout. The scout would have started to master some of the scouting skills, like compass, planning activities, showing scout spirit. On October 18th, 2011, Nick advanced to the rank of Star and started to realize that Eagle was an attainable goal. Nick earned first aid merit badge, fishing, mammal studies, family life, swimming, citizenship in the community. And on June 3rd, 2012, Nick fulfilled his obligation, an ordeal weekend at Rotary Scout Reservation, to become a member of the Order of the Arrow, an arrowman. Then, shortly thereafter, on June 18th, 2012, Nick advanced to the rank of Life Scout. Nick earned shotgun and rifle shooting, camping, citizenship in the nation, environmental science. He could see that the Eagle rank was not too far away, but he had a lot of time, I think, to work on it. On March 17th, 2014, Nick earned the Veteran Scouting Community Service 25-hour award for completing 25 hours of community service above and beyond the rank requirements. On November 24th, 2014, in a very cold PVMCC, at the table with his parents sitting outside, Nick went through his Eagle Board of Review. And when he came out the door after the Board of Review, he was an Eagle Scout. So he become an Eagle Scout, he had to finish a few more things. He did fingerprinting, archery, snow sports, climbing, life-saving, citizenship in the world, cooking, personal fitness, communications, and personal management. That one merit badge that seems to never end. It starts, goes on, and on, and on. Maybe even about 3 years. Of course, Nick had to complete an Eagle project, for which he did it at Dyke and Pond Center. He completed a wonderful archery shooting range. He provided them targets, a backdrop. He had a bow and arrows donated to them. It is a impressive feat. His project will last for generations, I think. And if you were thinking the speech is over at this point with Nick, because he reached Eagle Scout, that is the highest honor in scouting, correct? No, it's not. By getting his Eagle Scout in November, staying with the troop for 3 more months, for earning 5 more merit badges, for holding a position of responsibility as an instructor, and getting both a board review and a Scoutmaster conference. He also earned his bronze palm. I believe that Nick embodies the true meaning of an Eagle Scout. I wish him well in the next phase of his life. I believe that Nick has chosen to attend RPI in the fall and will be studying environmental engineering there, where I'm sure he will be a success. And Tim Shupe. Tim has been my right-hand man so many times, I can't even count, so it's a little hard for me to sort of condense it all. Tim and Nick both started out at the same time, so their story is very similar. But there are some differences. Tim started out as a Cub Scout in Pac 911. He became a week below and crossed over into Troop 222 under the leadership of Joe Burdick. You're hearing a repeating phrase, there are many people in these boys' lives. It's not I can't take credit for this. They had many, many good leaders along the way. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that they had several really good men who were leaders to them and that helped them along this path. I just get the glory of being able to present them the Eagle Award. But under Joe's leadership, on July 15th, Tim earned the rank of Scout. On April 6th, he earned the rank of Tenderfoot. At Tenderfoot, he demonstrated his ability to pitch a tent, teach others Scouts how to tie a square knot. He learned the patrol knowledge, and he learned the Scout oath and law. On March 1st, 2010, Tim became a second-class Scout. He had to demo water rescue, his swimming ability, learn about the Leave No Trace scouting philosophy. On October 18, 2010, Tim became a first-class Scout, mastering skills like demonstrating lashings, which I will forever miss when he's not in the troop. Not that Nick didn't also do this, but I think that Tim can do lashing, tie knots, blindfolded, backwards. There's very few Scouts I could say that can do it that way, but I'm very proud of his abilities. I'm sure when he learned these originally, he probably thought these skills were just amazingly difficult. And now to see these two boys, when they're teaching other Scouts, how fluid they are with these concepts. On April 18th, 2011, Tim advanced to the rank of Star Scout. He earned first aid, fishing, fingerprinting, family life, environmental science, merit badges. On June 5th, Tim completed his OA ordeal weekend and became an OA airman. To do this, a Scout must be a first-class Scout or above. Can't a certain number of nights while in Scouting be elected by his peers, complete a work weekend in silence providing cheerful service and eating just the bare minimum food. Wasn't that really good food that you had that weekend? Oatmeal. The last part is, besides these sort of ordeal items, Tim had to do one more thing. He had to sleep out under the stars for his OA adventure. Or should I say, sleep out under the rain clouds. Because my understanding was that it rained pretty darn hard. On October 18th, 2011, Tim advanced to the rank of Life Scout. He earned more merit badges like mammal study, rifle shooting, life saving, citizenship in the community, camping. And on 11/24, same date as Nick, 2014, it finally happened. Tim became an Eagle Scout by earning more merit badges like snow sports, canoeing, safety, art, citizenship in the world, citizenship of the nation, cooking, personal fitness, communications, and personal management. Tim also had to complete a service project. He did his for the Berlin Library. I could say that I helped out a little, this much. I took a lot of pictures though, so I was doing my part. Tim had us basically remove an old patio, dig down into this wonderful Berlin earth, and then after we removed the wonderful Berlin earth, then we brought in a bunch of gravel and put it back so that he could put stones on top of this and build a blue stone patio, which again, I think is beautiful. It's the Berlin Library, if you ever get a chance to go down there and look or use it, just think of all the work that went into it. Tim also, Tim has also gone a step beyond Eagle tonight. Tim also receives his bronze palm. He earns that by completing the Eagle rank, staying active in the troop for 3 months, earning additional merit, 5 merit badges, holding a position of responsibilities such as his instructor position, and being reviewed by both the Scoutmaster and the Board of Review. I wish the best for you in your future and college career. My understanding is that you will be studying aeronautical engineering at the college of your choice in the fall. I know you will do wonderfully there. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite up Jeffrey Cleary from Senator Kathy Marchionne's office. Please come up to this podium.
Good evening, everyone. Senator Marchionne is out of state, otherwise she would be here herself. But I'm very fortunate that she asked me, and I'm honored to be here this evening. We just heard a lot of very important dates in your scouting life. On March 31st of this year, many of you know, we were busy passing the state budget. I know it was there until tonight. Yet it was so important on that day that the New York State Senate paused from its deliberations of the state budget to pass these 2 resolutions to honor both of you fine young men. And I just want to say, as a citizen of this area, you 2 gentlemen give me hope for the future. I'm personally very proud of you. Senator Marchionne is proud of you. It is a great honor that the New York State Legislature and Senate paused its deliberations, and if you both come up here, I'll just present you with these proclamations.
At Eagle Scout, Jerry Russell, to come to the podium. Jerry will be speaking about the Eagle Scout rank and what it means.
I would like to thank Nick and Tim for asking me to speak about the history and meaning of the Eagle Scout rank. The Eagle Scout Award is more than 100 years old. It was introduced to the Boy Scouts of America in 1911 and began as a special award for those scouts who had completed a certain number of merit badges. Originally, it was not meant to be a rank. The first person to become Eagle Scout happened in August 21st of 1912, and his name was Arthur Rose Eldred. Since then, more than 5 million scouts have made the rank of Eagle Scout. This may seem like a lot of scouts to some of you. However, this is less than 5% of all boys that ever enter the scouting program. The trail is very difficult and takes many, many years to complete. Among those who have completed the Eagle Scout Award and are important figures in American history is Neil Armstrong, Steven Spielberg, and Gerald Ford. In scouting, each rank has a special meaning, and it is a requirement that the scout learns about the rank he wears. As an Eagle Scout, it is my obligation to explain the meaning of the Eagle Badge to all of those in this room. The 2 stars represent truth and knowledge. The scroll reminds us to be cheerful in all that we do. The words, "Be prepared," are our Boy Scout motto. The knot serves as a reminder of our Boy Scout slogan, which is to do a good turn daily. The shield and eagle represent our national emblem and stand for freedom. The red of the Eagle Badge is a reminder to us always to have courage, even in the most difficult of times. The white of the Eagle Badge serves as a reminder to always live our life with honor, and the blue is meant to inspire us to always remain loyal. There is a personal meaning to each young man who earns the Eagle Award. However, there are also some very special characteristics seen among all Eagle Scouts. Leadership, service, and strength of character. An Eagle Scout is a leader. An Eagle Scout lives a life of service to others. An Eagle Scout stands as a beacon of all that is right and good in a person. This is what it means to be an Eagle Scout. After nearly 20 years of being an Eagle Scout, I have learned how very special it is to have achieved this rank. Although Tim and Nick, you may not understand what this means yet. The only thing I can offer you is that all of my life's accomplishments have been based upon the things that I have learned in the scouting program and the Eagle Scout Award. Thank you.
Okay, before we go any further, I have to catch up on a little bit of awards. Before we award the Eagle, it's important that our scouts have all the awards that they have earned previously. Tim was unable to attend our Court of Honor this past week. He was out of town. And I would like him to stand up and please come over and be awarded several items. First thing, Tim earned his Scout Community Service Award. He has 25 hours of community service. One more thing. year, our troop earned the Journey to Excellence Gold Award. I truly do not believe we could have accomplished this without scouts like Nick and Tim. Nick was given his at the Court of Honor. Tim, for your uniform. And also a 7-year pin for 7 years of hard service to our troop. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Jerry to come back to the podium one more time for the administration of the Eagle Scout Charge. Jerry?
Tim and Nick, I have the honor to give you both the Eagle Charge on this occasion of you rising to the Scouts' highest honor. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and your fellow men. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands to the common good. I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout brotherhood, holding before you the ideals of honor and service. By repetition of the Eagle Scout promise, before all who bear witness to this court of honor, you formally become an Eagle Scout. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. I would like to ask Nick to stand and give the Scout sign. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nick Despart,
Thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. I will at all times do my best to assist other Scouts who are climbing the trail of Eagle. I will give back to Scouting more than it has given to me. And I will assist my troop as much as possible. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example for others, to make my influence count strongly for better scouting in my troop and in my community. I pledge my honor to be a living example of the Scout oath and law to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Ask Nick's mother right now to come up and remove Nick's current troop neckerchief and slide and present him with the Eagle neckerchief and slide.
would ask that Nick's parents both stand. Nick is going to be pinning on the eagle pins for his parents. The placing of these pins on his parents is a way of recognizing their sacrifices and support that each has given him throughout his trail of eagle. Don't go away. I'd like to ask you to come to the podium to say a few words as a new Eagle Scout.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It really means a lot to me, all the support that everybody has given me throughout this entire process. I don't really know what more I can say to top what Andy and Jerry have already said about just the significance of the rank and how much it means to me and to the troop, all the help that everybody has given myself, to Tim, and to the rest of the troop throughout this entire process. I'd like to thank my parents, especially for all the support throughout my entire journey through scouting. They've always been there, providing encouragement and motivation whenever I needed it. And they've just always been there. I'd like to thank the rest of my family as well, everybody that donated their time to my Eagle project up at Dyke and Pond, and especially the folks from Dyke and Pond for making that all possible. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And I'd like to thank all of the scout leaders, past and present, from Cub Scouts and from Troop 222. All of your help, it meant so much. There's no way that I would have been able to make it this far in scouting without each and every one of you. So thank you to everybody I've mentioned, and to everyone else that has helped along the way. I know that I'm probably forgetting somebody, and there's just so many people that have helped in one way or another, and I can't thank you all enough. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Nick's parents to come to the podium and say a few words.
Nick started Cub Scouts at age 6, and I remember fondly winning our first Pinewood Derby a few years later. Nick moved through the ranks of Webelos and on to Boy Scouts, Troop 222, with the hopes and dream of someday maybe completing the holy grail of scouting, the Eagle Scout. He knew it would take hard work, desire, determination, and dedication, and mostly an unwavering eye on the goal. I fondly remember sleeping outside at Camp Rotary during the freeze-out in 4 below zero weather. Good times. As I stand here today, I reflect on just how fast the time goes. I remember marveling at Nicholas at age 4, studying, learning, and reciting the 43 U.S. presidents in order. Remarkable, yes, but only the beginning. We saw Nick was special. We knew he was meant to accomplish great things in life. By age 12, he had read over 100 books, enough to keep the average person occupied for quite some time. We took note as Nick started polishing off novels and swallowing autobiographies at an astounding rate. His wealth of knowledge of the world and grasp of language and mathematics noteworthy. always kind, never callous, there to lend a helping hand to anyone in need. Nicholas has lived the Scout Creed, exhibiting honesty and integrity, friendship and faith. Now, more than a dozen years later, we stand here admiring the efforts of our son and his fellow Eagle Scout, Timothy Shupe. A father and mother in their proudest moment, watching these young men cross the threshold into manhood, both earning all of our respect and admiration. I understand now why becoming an Eagle Scout is held in such high regard. It takes a special type of person to set their sights so high. It takes a special person to never quit, sacrificing and making choices along the way. I stand here as a proud father, knowing that the Boy Scouts of America have helped to mold my son into a leader, someone to count on when the going gets rough. Nicholas has become a symbol of honesty, a stalwart beacon of trust, synonymous with loyalty, a defender of equality, and faithful in Christ. For these things, we are grateful. He is my best friend and my only son. Nicholas and Tim could not have accomplished the rank of Eagle Scout without the help of some really special people. We would like to thank past and present troop leaders. Thank you, Bill Curley, Joe Burdick, Chuck Riccardi, because with your advice and mentorship, Troop 222 grew and prospered. I would also like to thank Tim's dad, Joseph Shupe, and Andy and Joan Zlotnick, all of whom have been very instrumental in guiding these boys through the arduous tasks involved in the progression from tenderfoot to Eagle Scout. Thank you also to those that donated so generously towards Nick's Eagle Scout project. I would like to thank John Harrington, Mike Broderick, and Jim Gagnon for your sweat equity in building the pavilion and archery range. Your expertise was invaluable. Also, thank you to Mr. Tom Hoffman for the beautiful sign designating Troop 222's earmark on the Dyke and Pond project. And lastly, I would like to recognize my wife, Kathleen, for all the years and all the time and all the hard work you sacrificed to keep the boys active and involved. I can never say enough to make you understand just how special you are to our family. And thank you all.
I'd like to ask Tim to stand now, give the Scout sign. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Timothy Shupe,
Thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. I will at all times do my best to assist other scouts who are climbing the Trail of Eagle. I will give back to scouting more than it has given to me. And I will assist my troop as much as possible. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example for others, to make my influence count strongly for better scouting in my troop and in my community. I pledge my honor to be a living example of the Scout Oath and Law to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
last time, please place the eagle neckerchief on.
Again, the placing of these pins is a way of Tim recognizing the sacrifices and support that she has given him throughout his years through his climb to Eagle Scout. Don't go away. Come to the podium and give a little speech.
Well, this is going to sound very similar to Nick's little talk. But first of all, I need to thank my mom and my dad. They were definitely the primary drive. When I was younger and in scouting, yes, it was fun, but you don't really look ahead. You don't really look at the big picture until you start getting older and really appreciate the goal you're going for. So, but all those steps that you take when you're younger are very necessary. So I need to thank them for pushing me through those before I decided to keep going on my own. Another thing I need to thank my family for driving all the way up here and enduring the cold weather up here. I heard it was nice down where you guys were. I need to thank the library for letting me do the patio there. Obviously, without doing that project, I would not be here. It was a very fun experience. I need to thank my mentor, Mr. Riccardi, for providing me with all the guidance I needed for building that patio. There is a lot more to it than I thought there would be, and without him, it would not look nearly as good as it does right now. The trail to Eagle is a difficult one, but it's very rewarding. And I urge all of the scouts who are here today to continue climbing it. But the real reward is not so much the pin that you get on your chest or the esteem of being an Eagle Scout. The real reward is in looking at your parents' faces when you achieve it and looking at how it affects the people around you. Someone knowing that there's an eagle in their presence, they try to act better, they try to emulate you, they try to learn from you, and that in and of itself is the most rewarding thing you can possibly hope for. Not a silly little pin on your chest. You also learn a lot, and although I haven't gone very far with the knowledge I've attained by becoming an Eagle, I know that it will be useful to me down the road, and that I'll be looking back on everything I've learned for a very long time to come. I also like to thank Mr. Curley. He gave me much of the knowledge I learned along the way, and the many Scoutmasters I've had from beginning to end for teaching me all the things that they did. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Tim's uncle to come to the podium and say a few words, please.
on behalf of your mom and dad. And I'm honored to be asked to participate in this moment, which is only a snapshot of the time, effort, hours, days, and years you put into your scouting career. Back when you were shorter than us, well, I didn't write that part. Still up for discussion, right? Who's shorter? Okay. I think I got it by half an inch. In fourth grade, you began with Cub Scouts in fourth grade and continued with scouting throughout your childhood. There were countless meetings, summer camps, freeze-outs, and Klondike weekends that you not only survived, but thrived in these adventures despite weather extremes of heat and freezing cold. As spoken about earlier, remaining in the Boy Scouts is not easy. Since its establishment in 1912, only 5% of their population has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. You are part of that elite 5%, demonstrating an admirable accomplishment. The characteristics that you already acquired and have demonstrated are those life skills that most men strive to achieve throughout their lives. We count on your trustworthiness to tell it like it is, good or bad. Your loyalty is demonstrated in your perseverance, staying with baseball teams, despite their sometimes unimpressive records. You demonstrate your helpfulness by anticipating when to jump in and give assistance. Whether at Boy Scout camp, serving on the altar at church, or even helping your sisters with their math homework. Tim Shupe is thought of as a kind and caring young man. Words that come to mind are friendly, courteous, and respectful, even in dealing with those screaming kids at Jimmy Peak. You show the way to those who are new to Scouts or to those who need guidance. Your demeanor remains calm and gentle. You remain cheerful, looking at the positive things in life. It is reported that you're even cheerful in the morning. You are wise to be thrifty, saving pennies for college from an early age and collecting bottles for Boy Scout bottle girls. Your kind and gentle heart demonstrates your bravery. You never fail to volunteer to take the first steps in precarious situations, to lead the way for those who might be frightened, or to shield others from what might be considered frightening. You have an ability to focus on the important things in life, such as family, friends, school, and maintaining the community. You even, I'm told you even use a vacuum cleaner at home. Last and certainly not least is your sense of reverence, which you naturally demonstrate through your commitment to church. As you serve on the altar, since the time you could crawl up on there on your own, and the respect you exhibit by respecting others' beliefs and faiths. You have lived up to Boy Scout law in every aspect of your life. You will use these qualities in ways you have yet to imagine. You see, despite how much you have accomplished, your life is just beginning. These characteristics live in your kind, gentle, and brave young heart. As you deal with life's challenges, you will continue to demonstrate the integrity that is part of you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Trust and believe that you have earned this tremendous honor. For these reasons, and for reasons that cannot be expressed adequately through words, we are so very proud to say our son of the Eagle Scout.
I'd ask everyone to please stand for the color guard. Take their place. Co-leaders. Please escort Tim and Nick and their families out of the court of honor to the reception. I invite all of you, once they've left the auditorium, please join us in the cafeteria for a reception befitting to Eagle Scouts.